Hello, dwellers, and welcome to Behind the Scenes for Pixelmon Lapis, Episode 5. Now, this is something I've never done before, but I kinda thought that you guys might want to see the amount of time and effort that goes into these episodes, and so you can look forward to Episode 6 and look forward to more of the Pixelmon Lapis episodes in the future. So, in front of me is my program of editing choice. Yes, I know it's not Premiere Pro. I do have Premiere Pro, but I kind of started doing my videos on Sony Vegas, and honestly, for the most part, Vegas is really easy to learn how to use, and it's probably my recommended video editor comparatively. So, I don't know if that means much to you guys, but if it does, well, you know, why not use it? It's a little cheaper than the $50 a month you have to pay to use Premiere Pro anyway. So, anyway, let's zoom out and show you guys all the different tracks that are required for this. So let's just move this up a little bit. Oh, look, dude, my little screen just shrunk. Now, this actually wasn't as effectually intensive as Episode 4, because Episode 4 had lots of Pixelmon overlays and stuff like that that I had to do in post-edit, which took a lot of time and effort and honestly didn't really add much to the cinematic experience. Most of the editing that really is tough in this kind of show, because it's a machinima, is getting the voice lines to sync up correctly, because if you zoom in over here, let's just do a little bit of zooming. Up here is the video track, and down here is the audio tracks. Now, if we played through this part right here, each one of those audio tracks, the Luxray grunting, the music playing in the background, the foliage rustling behind it, those are all separate. They all have to be dragged in. Obviously, I have to find the source of the audio too, so that's kind of a, pain in the butt sometimes. It's really hard to find sounds for the Pokemon attacks, which is a bit of a bummer. A lot of this, though, is, let's see, there's some special effects here. Now, with this episode, we tried going with a lot more conventional effects compared to post-edit special effects, and you'll see why, because in the Shinx scene where it gets attacked by Shadow Ball, we tried to do both, and it didn't really turn out as well as it could have. Now, that was more because I was sleep-deprived at that time, and I really worked my butt off to make sure that Pixelmon Lapis came out on the deadline I gave to you guys, which I'm trying my hardest to do that. Now, over here is the Pokemon Center theme. I actually voiced all the Pokemon myself, so all those Shinx they're all me. They're all me, which I guess is kind of fun. It was a lot of fun voicing the Shinx. It might have been annoying. I kind of got annoyed by the Shinx too. But, oh yeah, okay, so over here is the Pokedex scene. Now, the Pokedex, I actually made too. It's in a different file, so if we go over here, you can see all my stuff here. Let's see, we'll go to pokedex.vng, and we'll ignore all these missing files and leave them online. And right here, we have it saying that Shinx is a Luxray. That's fine, because it's just templated, but we've got the opening animation right here. And Vegas actually does a lot of cool things. So, like, I have this right over here. Let's drag this over here. This is a Pokeball, and I just dragged it into that. This is a Pokeball, and I've keyframed its rotation to go along an axis so that the Pokeball stays in place where it needs to as the camera pans up into the Pokedex. And it's a pretty neat effect. You'll see what I mean in a second. Let's close out of this, and let's loop this right here. No, that's the text. Loop this right here. Let's see. Ready? Very annoying noise, but it also sounds like an actual electronic device opening up, which I am very proud of. Then, really, this is kind of easy. This is a overlay. As you can tell, nothing really behind it, because it's a screen. We've got the like the little effects. This is the little electric box right there. If you go over here, you can see I just cropped out a small little part of it. Put the text there. It's really easy in Sony Vegas to just make graphics. I actually use it over Photoshop, which I know is wrong. Don't get me started on that. I know that I'm kind of stupid to do that, but that's how I make my thumbnails with Sony Vegas, because it does really good layer management and is a lot easier to switch through layers than I believe Photoshop is able to. So let's go back to Pokemon 5 or Pixelmon 5 and show you a few more things. We're already 5 minutes in. That's kind of crazy. There's you guys might be also wondering, if I can talk, you might be wondering, how long does it take to edit a Pixelmon episode? Now, I like to try to keep them about story length of an actual TV show, so that's about 20 to 25 minutes. This particular one, I know for a fact, at least took 30 hours of editing, non-stop editing, to complete. So it's kind of crazy, it really is, and I know you guys would love to see these daily or even weekly, but I have to do a lot of things, including plotting out the episode, getting the actors to voice it, getting the actors to act it. That can be a problem. Sometimes you shoot a scene and then you put the voices in and you're like, hey, that doesn't mesh up as well as I thought it would. You have to write the script, obviously. You have to write the synopsis for the plot so you know what's going on step by step. And it's pretty tough. It really is. But it's a lot of fun, and it's really, really rewarding when things happen. Now, over here is the Barbie girl scene. That's what I call this. It's where the grunt is hearing the Luxray roars, and he's like, in go the earbuds, and he's just kind of listening to Barbie girl in the background while that Shinx over there is sneaking by. Now, this one has a lot of audio effects to it, and also has a very minor visual effect. So we've got the audio of the, let's see, that would be just the ambient background noise, like the birds and the trees and stuff. We've got the electrocution of Luxray in the background. Over here is Luxray screaming bloody murder right here. If we mute, or we can actually like solo track, so you can hear the exact line that plays here. Here's a funny fact. That's actually a real lion. I didn't like record it myself. I'd probably be dead. But that is an actual lion's vocal track, and I used it for Luxray because Luxray kind of reminds me of an actual lion. It seems like that would be the kind of Pokemon noises it would make. Down here, this is the electrocution noise. And it kind of goes with the flashing on screen, as you can tell. So that's neat. What's Barbie Girl? Barbie Girl is my favorite part. Let's see. Yeah! Now that actually took a lot of audio effects too. Besides just voicing the lines, you can do effects to them. For instance, this has equalizer on it, or equalization, that makes it sound more like it's coming out of a radio instead of just being the MP3 file that it definitely is. So that's really neat. Another thing you guys might not have noticed unless you're wearing headphones is that all the characters, once they go into the cave, have a very, very strong echo to them to kind of sound like they're in an enclosed space. For instance, let's see. This one should be good.
It's trying to set Luxray free.
It's trying to set Luxray free. There's that echo to it. I'm sure you can hear it. Let's loop it. Let's see.
It's trying to set Luxray free.
Now, if I go over here and get rid of that reverb, let's see.
It's trying to set Luxray free.
You see, it doesn't sound like they're actually in the cave, and that kind of creates a minor disconnect between you and the, I guess, experience. Like, it doesn't seem like the characters are actually there. So that's what I like to do. Honestly, my favorite thing to do, or at least the thing I go into really big detail is the sound design of these scenes. Because to me, if it doesn't sound like it's actually happening, it makes it a whole lot less believable that they're actually in the world and stuff like that. That might just be a pet peeve of mine. Maybe not. You should tell me in the comments below. Do you believe in sound design? That's pretty neat, right? So hopefully you guys are at least getting like a little bit of an understanding about what's going on with Pixelmon Lapis, what the work that goes into actually making Pixelmon Lapis is. It's not just like, hey, you record just a regular gaming thing, because it's not that. It's not gameplay. It really isn't. The whole thing, including the Pokemon attacks, some of you guys didn't realize that. are scripted. This is scripted. If you guys want to, let's see. Let me check something. Can you see? Okay, you can see my start menu. Look at all my stuff. I got Rosetta Stone. Okay, let me see. Open Office. Okay, let's see. This is my word processor that I use to write down my scripts. So, if I go over here and I go to my recent documents, number 1 should be Pixelmon 5 script, and bam, look at that. This is how every episode goes. And these things are actually very, very long. For instance, the script for episode 5 is 15 pages long. Look at this. Boom, boom, boom. See that? And really, it's just a step-by-step play of how everything goes out. Now, there are some deviations from the script that we go into depending on how the scene plays out or who's available at the time to finish this episode. So, for instance, originally, Ivysaur and Marshtomp were going to be sent back, but Marshtomp did not get sent back because this is kind of funny. We were going to use his Beedrill. The current episode, or the current version of Pixelmon, however, made Beedrill look really, really puny and really tiny, and we didn't want to use it. So we were like, you know what? We're just going to keep Marshtomp on the field because Marshtomp's pretty cool. And you guys might have noticed how there were some things that wouldn't normally happen in a Pokemon game, such as Mudslap hitting a Driftblim, which is a part flying type, or that it hit a Haunter that was a Pokemon with the ability to levitate. Sometimes it doesn't have levitate though, so that could have been legit depending on the situation. But either way, for the most part, we kind of kept it the same. Like, we have the part where he's like, Haunter, use Shadow Claw, and then we're like, Flamethrower, Seed Bomb, trading all attacks hit, and there's a large explosion, blah, blah. But instead of Mudshot, which actually, it was Mudslap, it turned into Mudshot at the very end of that battle. You guys might not have noticed that, but he's actually replaced Mudslap with Mudshot at that point. So that's kind of neat. So if we're going through like the big stuff that happened in the episode, Voltorb got taken by Team Phantom. He didn't die. It's a Pokemon, so when it uses Explosion, it just faints. You're not going to be seeing Team Phantom or Voltorb for probably about 4 episodes. So we're not going with the anime of sticking in Team Phantom where they don't need to belong. So that's kind of good. But yeah, we've got the script, and let's see. We've got opening this. You can see lots of cool things. Nothing you need to worry about. Recent documents. Let's see. So, we've got the synopsis right here. And I might give you guys a little look of it. I'm going to censor probably most of it. But let's see. Over here, you can see that I've got the episodes all lined out. I'm going to probably blur all the text here so you guys can't read it. You can get the titles though. So episode 6 is Poke Pave the Way. Episode 7 is The Perfect Storm. And episode 8 actually doesn't have a title yet because we're still working on that. If we look down, you'll see that there's a little bit of not much to it. So yeah, that's kind of what's been going on though. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this little sneak peek at what makes Pixelmon Lapis tick. One last thing I'll probably do sometime this week is some bloopers, because there are lots of funny things that happen while we're recording, or we're just flubbing our lines and we just screw around because we're getting mad at ourselves or something, or we're just playing around. Fee, or Afmao, who voices Fee, she really does that a lot, and so does Shady Vox. Shady Vox is a great voice actor. He's so fun, and he's fun to talk to too. He's a cool guy. But so I think I might release some of the bloopers. We've got lots of things. We had we would screw around too while we were recording sometimes, because you get so many people on the computer at the same time. One person has to go something or do something or go somewhere. You guys are just waiting for them. And so you kind of gotta just wait. And we waited in fun ways. But yeah, guys, that was it for the Pixelmon 5 preview. I might make this a regular thing. Would you guys like that? Like when I release episode 6, maybe a couple days later, you might see a episode 6 behind the scenes creation video. How's that sound? Tell me in the comments below. Anyway, my name is CavemanFilms. Hope you guys are having a lovely day. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.